Bulletproof doesn't mean expensive. Millions of drivers waste their entire paychecks financing fragile, overcomplicated modern vehicles that self-destruct before hitting 100,000 miles. These 10 cars will outlast almost everything on the road, and right now nobody is buying them, which is exactly why you should. Let us begin. Number 10. The Ford Focus, the cheapest bulletproof option. Starting our countdown at number 10 is a compact American commuter that suffers from one of the most unfair guilt by association market penalties in modern automotive history. When you mention the Ford Focus to a mechanic, they usually cringe, expecting a catastrophic transmission failure. You are going to exploit this exact brand confusion to secure the cheapest bulletproof car on the market. You must specifically hunt down the 2008 to 2011 generation of the Ford Focus. The absolute demand suppressor driving the price of this car into the dirt is the generation that came immediately after it. In 2012, Ford introduced the catastrophic power-shift dual-clutch automatic transmission, a mechanical nightmare that resulted in massive class-action lawsuits and ruined the Focus nameplate forever. The general consumer market groups all Focus models together, completely tanking the resale value of the older, truly indestructible generation. The mechanical evidence for this survival rests entirely on the 2.0-liter Duratec 4-cylinder engine. Ford co-developed this specific engine architecture with Mazda, resulting in a powertrain that is mathematically brilliant in its simplicity. It features a robust, lightweight aluminum block and a maintenance-free timing chain rather than a fragile rubber timing belt. Unlike the catastrophic transmissions that ruined the brand later, this specific generation utilizes a heavy-duty, old-school 4-speed automatic transmission. It does not hunt for gears. It does not slip. It just transfers power smoothly and reliably for decades. The longevity proof is found in the commercial delivery sector. Auto parts stores and local courier fleets purchase thousands of these vehicles because the parts are incredibly cheap, and the entire engine bay is spacious enough for a beginner to wrench on. These fleet drivers beat the absolute life out of these cars, constantly idling them in summer traffic and slamming the brakes, yet they routinely sail past 250,000 miles with nothing more than routine oil changes. Right now, you can buy a clean, one-owner civilian Ford Focus from this golden era for a shockingly low $3,000 to $5,000. The interior materials might feel slightly cheap and the styling is incredibly generic, but the structural drivetrain is absolute iron. Snatch up this compact sedan when you need absolute rock-bottom transportation costs and refuse to pay the massive brand tax associated with a used Honda or Toyota. The Focus is a secret American survivor, but what if you need a vehicle with massive cargo capacity that still delivers bulletproof reliability? The strange, boxy vehicle at number 9 is ignored by everyone. Number 9, the Scion XB, the bulletproof car nobody respects. Stepping away from traditional sedans, we enter the realm of the incredibly strange. You look at this vehicle and immediately think of a household kitchen appliance. It looks exactly like a rolling refrigerator. Because of its polarizing, aggressive, boxy aesthetic, the first-generation Scion XB is the ultimate bulletproof car that absolutely nobody respects. The demand suppressor for this vehicle is purely visual and cultural. The Scion brand was created by Toyota to specifically target young, edgy demographics. Toyota completely discontinued the brand years ago, leading modern buyers to mistakenly assume that parts are unavailable or that the car is a discontinued orphan. Furthermore, the completely vertical windshield and sharp 90-degree angles make it one of the least aerodynamic vehicles on the highway. Drivers ignore it because they think it is an underpowered toy. The mechanical reality is that beneath that bizarre, box-like exterior beats the heart of an absolute mechanical titan. The 2004 to 2007 Scion XB is powered by the legendary 1.5-liter 1NZ-FE 4-cylinder engine. This is closely related to the powertrain utilized in the indestructible Toyota Yaris and the early Toyota Prius. It features a forged steel crankshaft, heavy-duty connecting rods, and a deeply simplified variable valve timing system that virtually never fails. Because the XB weighs an astonishingly light 2,400 pounds, the engine and the traditional 4-speed automatic transmission are never placed under heavy structural load. The transmission operates at a fraction of its thermal capacity, meaning the internal clutch packs and planetary gears experience almost zero physical wear during normal city driving. The longevity proof is visually apparent if you look at the odometer of any first-generation XB still on the road today. They are universally hovering around 300,000 miles. Because the boxy design provides unbelievable interior headroom and cargo volume, these vehicles became highly prized by independent delivery drivers who fold the rear seats completely flat. They pack the cabin full of heavy cargo, and the little Toyota powertrain pulls the weight flawlessly day after day. You can locate a pristine first-generation Scion XB for a staggering $4,000 to $7,000. You are essentially buying a bulletproof Toyota utility van at a massive 50% discount purely because the badge says Scion. Park this rolling box in your driveway when you need massive interior hauling capacity for large items, but want the fuel efficiency and mechanical invincibility of a compact Japanese commuter. The Scion offers bizarre styling and massive space, but what if you want a subcompact that mechanics universally praise as structurally perfect? The incredibly tiny car waiting at number 8 is a mechanical masterpiece. Number 8, the Honda Fit, the one mechanics call indestructible. When you ask a veteran automotive technician what vehicle they would buy for their own teenager, they do not hesitate. They point directly to a tiny, unassuming hatchback that the rest of the American consumer market completely ignores. The Honda Fit is a masterclass in packaging and reliability, earning its reputation as the subcompact car that mechanics call indestructible. The massive demand suppressor holding the price of the Honda Fit down is the American obsession with massive, heavy sport utility vehicles. In a sea of giant pickup trucks and crossover SUVs, the Honda Fit looks dangerously small. Buyers walk right past it on the used lot, assuming it is a cheap, fragile penalty box designed only for college students on a severe budget. They view its lightweight doors and short wheelbase as a sign of mechanical inferiority. They are completely wrong. The 2009 to 2013 second-generation Honda Fit is powered by the incredibly robust 1.5-liter L-Series four-cylinder engine. Honda engineers threw out the complex, failure-prone technologies of the modern era. There is no fragile turbocharger. There is no complex direct injection system to clog the intake valves with carbon. It uses simple, reliable multi-port fuel injection and a robust timing chain. More importantly, while newer subcompact cars use terrifyingly weak, continuously variable transmissions that shred their internal steel belts, this generation of the Honda Fit uses a traditional geared 5-speed automatic transmission. It shifts crisply, handles highway speeds brilliantly, and never overheats. The only specialized maintenance this engine requires is a simple, cheap valve lash adjustment every 100,000 miles. Once those valves are adjusted, the engine simply hums along perfectly. The longevity proof is legendary in the urban commuting sector. The Honda Fit features the magic seat system in the rear, allowing the seats to fold entirely flat into the floor pan. This turns the tiny hatchback into a cavernous cargo hauler. Medical couriers and urban delivery drivers rack up 400,000 miles on these exact cars, knowing the chassis will never rust out and the engine will never blow a head gasket. Right now, you can purchase a flawless garage-kept second-generation Honda Fit for $5,000 to $9,000. The depreciation curve hit this car hard because of its size, creating the ultimate buying opportunity for smart consumers. Lock down this brilliant hatchback when you need a versatile, ultra-efficient daily driver that maneuvers effortlessly in tight city parking while delivering absolute, uncompromising mechanical reliability. If you are tired of the automotive industry forcing you to buy fragile, computerized SUVs that break down every year, hit that subscribe button right now. We expose the indestructible engineering the dealerships want to keep hidden. The Fit is a tiny champion, but what if you genuinely need the hauling capability of a pickup truck without paying the massive truck tax? The mid-size workhorse at number 7 features a transmission that shames the rest of its brand. Number 7, the Nissan Frontier, the bulletproof transmission. Whenever the brand Nissan is mentioned in automotive circles, mechanics instantly shudder. Over the last 15 years, Nissan completely destroyed their own reputation by installing catastrophic, self-destructing, Xtronic, continuously variable transmissions into their Altima, Sentra, and Rogue models. The general public assumed that every single vehicle with a Nissan badge was a ticking financial time bomb. You're going to use this massive brand stigma to buy an indestructible mid-size pickup truck for pennies. The demand suppressor for the Nissan Frontier is twofold. First, the catastrophic reputation of Nissan's cars spilled over to their truck division, scaring away uneducated buyers. Second, the 2011 to 2019 generation of the Nissan Frontier features an interior that looks like it was designed in the late 1990s. It features hard, cheap plastics, a clunky radio, and absolutely zero modern luxury technology. The fuel economy is terrible, returning roughly 15 miles to the gallon. Buyers want plush, modern trucks with massive infotainment screens, so they ignore the outdated Frontier completely. This is where the mechanical evidence flips the script. The Frontier does not use a fragile CVT. Instead, it utilizes a heavy-duty, old-school 5-speed automatic transmission built by Jatco, mated directly to the legendary 4.0-liter VQ40 DV6 engine. Early versions of this truck suffered from a radiator flaw known as the strawberry milkshake of death, where coolant mixed with transmission fluid. However, Nissan completely fixed this issue by 2011. From 2011 onward, the Frontier powertrain is an absolute tank. The engine block is massive and understressed. The timing chain is incredibly robust. The truck utilizes a fully boxed ladder frame, meaning it possesses the structural rigidity of a heavy-duty work vehicle. Because Nissan refused to update the technology for nearly 15 years, they accidentally perfected the assembly process. There are no new experimental electronics to fail. You can routinely find commercial fleet variants of this truck passing 300,000 miles, carrying heavy loads of drywall and construction equipment every single day. While a used Toyota Tacoma will easily cost you $20,000, you can buy a mechanically identical, fully capable 2012 Nissan Frontier V6 for $7,000 to $10,000. You get exact same towing capacity and off-road capability for literally half the price. Grab the keys to this heavy-duty pickup when you need to haul lumber, tow a small boat, and conquer the job site, but completely refuse to pay the absurd brand tax associated with modern mid-size trucks. The Frontier is an old-school survivor, but what if you want a reliable vehicle that still offers sharp handling, premium interior quality, and high revving performance? The luxury sedan waiting at number 6 is highly proven. Number 6, the Acura TSX, the highest mileage proven one. Moving from rugged trucks to premium sedans, we uncover a vehicle that perfectly balances athletic performance with absolute undeniable longevity. Many buyers mistakenly believe that entering the luxury vehicle market automatically guarantees high maintenance bills and fragile components. The first-generation Acura TSX shatters that assumption, holding the crown as the highest mileage-proven luxury 4-cylinder on the road. The demand suppressor keeping this specific vehicle under our $10,000 threshold is a combination of age and fuel requirements. The 2004 to 2008 Acura TSX requires premium 91-octane gasoline to run properly. In an era of high fuel prices, budget-conscious buyers immediately run away from any car that demands premium fuel. Furthermore, the general public assumes a 15-year-old luxury vehicle is a massive money pit waiting to explode, dropping the resale value to absolute rock bottom. The mechanical evidence proves the general public is completely wrong. Acura is the luxury division of Honda, and this specific generation of the TSX is powered by the legendary 2.4-liter K24A2 4-cylinder engine. This is widely considered to be the greatest, most durable, naturally aspirated 4-cylinder engine Honda has ever engineered. It features an incredibly robust timing chain, heavy-duty forged internals, and the highly advanced iVTEC variable valve timing system. The VTEC system is purely mechanical, utilizing oil pressure to lock high-lift camshaft profiles into place. Because it lacks complex, fragile electronics, the valve train is practically immortal. The 5-speed automatic transmission and the highly coveted 6-speed manual transmission are both built to withstand high RPM abuse without shedding metal shavings. The longevity proof for this specific engine architecture is astounding. There are thousands of documented cases on automotive forums of the first-generation Acura TSX effortlessly surpassing 500,000 miles on the original engine block and transmission. The interior materials are heavily padded and highly durable, meaning the leather seats rarely crack or tear even after decades of intense sun exposure. You can locate a meticulously maintained garage-kept civilian Acura TSX for a highly affordable $4,000 to $8,000. The premium fuel requirement is a tiny, negligible price to pay for a vehicle that will literally outlast your mortgage. Acquire this athletic luxury sedan when you want sharp, highly responsive steering, premium audio, and a high-revving engine that delivers absolute mechanical invincibility. The TSX provides Japanese reliability, but what if you require the heavy, vault-like safety of a European platform without the terrifying European repair bills? The Swedish masterpiece at number 5 is heavily over-engineered. Number 5, the Volvo S60, the one whose whole platform is over-engineered. European vehicles are notorious for plummeting in value the exact second the factory warranty expires. The market is terrified of complex German electronics, massive oil leaks, and $50 specialty bolts. You are going to use this universal fear of European maintenance to secure a heavy-duty Swedish platform? that was engineered to survive the most brutal winter environments on Earth. The massive demand suppressor for the first-generation Volvo S60 and V70 wagon is simply the European badge. The average used car buyer groups Volvo in with BMW and Audi, assuming that a check engine light will automatically result in a $2,000 repair bill. They actively avoid these heavy sedans, forcing the prices down to extreme bargain levels. The mechanical reality of the 2004 to 2009 Volvo S60, specifically the P2 platform, is that it is fundamentally different from fragile German luxury cars. To secure a bulletproof experience, you must specifically hunt down the models equipped with the 2.5-liter inline, 5-cylinder, turbocharged engine. This low-pressure turbo engine is an absolute masterclass in thermal management and structural rigidity. Unlike modern high-pressure turbos that blow seals and destroy their bearings, the Volvo low-pressure turbo provides smooth, effortless torque without stressing the internal engine block. The inline-5 architecture provides incredible harmonic balance. It is mated to an incredibly strong 5-speed automatic transmission built by Aisin, the exact same Japanese manufacturer that builds transmissions for Toyota. The over-engineering extends to the entire platform. The doors feel like heavy bank vault enclosures. The steel gauge utilized in the chassis is significantly thicker than domestic competitors, preventing catastrophic rust even in heavily salted northern winter climates. The front seats are orthopedic grade, providing the absolute best long-distance comfort of any vehicle in its class. The longevity proof is easily verified by inspecting the odometers of Volvos operating in extreme winter climates like Minnesota or Canada. These inline-5 engines routinely cross 300,000 miles while continuing to provide flawless cold starts in sub-zero temperatures. Right now, you can buy a clean, well-documented Volvo S60 2.5T for $3,000 to $6,000. You are paying a fraction of the cost for a vehicle that prioritizes heavy-duty structural safety over fragile, flashy electronics. Drive this Swedish fortress home when you demand absolute, uncompromising highway safety, premium orthopedic comfort, and a low-stress turbocharged engine that refuses to quit. The Volvo dominates the winter, but what if you want a reliable, modern daily commuter that handles like a sports car without the turbo complexity? The Japanese sedan waiting at number 4 was highly misunderstood. Number 4, the Mazda 3, the best bulletproof daily driver. When buyers look for a reliable, compact daily driver, they automatically default to the Honda Civic or the Toyota Corolla. This extreme tunnel vision causes them to completely ignore a brilliant alternative that offers superior driving dynamics, a higher quality interior, and the exact same level of bulletproof mechanical survival. The demand suppressor for the 2012 to 2013 Mazda 3 is heavily tied to the brand's older reputation. In the early 2000s, Mazda vehicles suffered from catastrophic, massive rust issues that completely dissolved the rear quarter panels and structural subframes. The market remembered the rust and refused to trust the brand. Furthermore, this specific generation of the Mazda 3 features a highly polarizing, smiling front grille design that many buyers found awkward or unappealing. The mechanical evidence proves that Mazda completely resolved the rust issues and introduced a revolutionary powertrain that shocked the automotive engineering world. This generation introduced the early 2.0-liter Skyactiv 4-cylinder engine. To achieve massive fuel economy without using a fragile turbocharger, Mazda engineers pushed the engine compression ratio to a staggering 12:1. Initially, the industry assumed this extreme compression would cause massive engine knocking and premature internal destruction. They were completely wrong. Mazda utilized a massive, highly complex 4-2-1 exhaust manifold to perfectly manage cylinder temperatures and prevent detonation. The engine utilizes direct injection securely and flawlessly, avoiding the massive carbon buildup issues that plagued early Volkswagen and Audi models. Mated to an incredibly sharp, fast-shifting 6-speed automatic transmission, this powertrain is completely bomb-proof. The longevity proof for the Skyactiv platform is absolute. It has become the backbone of the entire modern Mazda lineup, with thousands of these early Skyactiv models easily surpassing 250,000 miles on the original engine block without burning a single drop of oil. The steering is hydraulically assisted and razor-sharp, making it the absolute best-handling commuter car in its price bracket. You can purchase a pristine, smiling grille Mazda 3 Skyactiv for $5,000 to $9,000. Because it lacks the heavy Toyota tax, you get a significantly newer, lower-mileage vehicle for the exact same budget. Purchase this athletic commuter when you want a highly engaging, sharp-handling daily driver that returns massive fuel economy without relying on fragile, failure-prone turbochargers. If you are enjoying this breakdown and want to secure the best deal on the used market, smash that like button right now. It signals the algorithm that you prefer deep mechanical facts over superficial car reviews. The Mazda is an incredible daily driver. But what if you want the absolute, undisputed reliability of a Toyota without actually paying the massive Toyota premium? The secret collaboration at number 3 is the ultimate financial hack. Number 3. The Pontiac Vibe, the one that's bulletproof and cheap to fix. This specific vehicle is the ultimate open secret among seasoned mechanics and budget-conscious car buyers. You look at the exterior and see a discontinued, slightly awkward American hatchback. The badge on the front says Pontiac, a brand that General Motors officially killed and buried decades ago. Because of this dead badge, the general public runs away in absolute terror. The massive demand suppressor holding this car back is the fear of parts availability. The average consumer assumes that because Pontiac went bankrupt, they will never be able to find replacement parts for the engine or the transmission. They view it as a total orphan vehicle, completely abandoning it on the used car lot and crushing its resale value into the dirt. This is where the mechanical evidence delivers a massive financial victory. The 2003 to 2008 Pontiac Vibe is not an American car. It was built in a joint venture factory in California known as NUMMI. Underneath the Pontiac body panels, this vehicle is mechanically identical to the legendary Toyota Matrix and the Toyota Corolla. It is powered by the legendary 1.8-liter 1ZZ-FE 4-cylinder engine, widely considered one of the most durable engines Toyota has ever produced in its entire history. It utilizes a robust timing chain, simple multi-port fuel injection, and a heavy-duty 4-speed automatic transmission. Because the entire drivetrain, suspension, and electrical system are genuine Toyota parts, you can walk into any auto parts store in the country, ask for parts for a Toyota Matrix, and they will bolt directly onto your Pontiac Vibe flawlessly. The longevity proof is completely undisputed. The 1ZZ-FE engine routinely crosses 300,000 miles with basic cheap oil changes. It is incredibly easy to repair. The alternator sits right on top of the engine block, and the spark plugs take 10 minutes to swap. It is the ultimate bulletproof platform that is also ridiculously cheap to fix. The pricing discrepancy is massive. While a used Toyota Matrix will easily cost you $8,000, you can buy the exact same vehicle wearing the Pontiac Vibe badge for $3,000 to $6,000. You are literally saving thousands of dollars simply because the plastic emblem on the steering wheel is different. Claim this disguised Japanese hatchback when you demand the absolute, uncompromising reliability of a Toyota Corolla, but want the massive cargo versatility of a wagon at a staggering 50% discount. The Vibe is the ultimate budget hack. But what if you want premium, quiet luxury without the terrifying maintenance bills? The deeply undervalued sedan waiting at number 2 is a forgotten masterpiece. Number 2, the Lexus ES, the most undervalued of all. When buyers search for a reliable luxury car under $10,000, they gravitate toward old, high-mileage BMWs or beat-up Mercedes sedans, setting themselves up for financial ruin. They ignore the one luxury sedan engineered to be isolated, quiet, and mechanically immortal. The demand suppressor for the 2004 to 2006 Lexus S330 is cultural. This specific generation is known as the ultimate grandparent car. The exterior styling is rounded, smooth, and devoid of sporty angles. The suspension is engineered to be soft and floating, meaning the car exhibits massive body roll in corners. Car enthusiasts hate it because it is boring to drive. Younger buyers avoid it because it looks outdated. The mechanical evidence proves that boring translates directly to bulletproof. Beneath the soft exterior lies the legendary 3.3-liter 3MZ-FE V6 engine, mated to the heavy-duty U151E 5-speed automatic transmission. This powertrain was built in Japan to the highest machining tolerances on Earth. The engine is smooth, producing a quiet, effortless wave of torque that pushes the heavy sedan down the highway without stressing the internal components. The architecture of this V6 uses a timing belt at a 90,000-mile replacement interval. That belt is the single critical maintenance item on this engine. Miss it, and the pistons meet the valves. Do it on schedule, and the engine has no further agenda. It uses an aluminum block and aluminum heads. It lacks the complex direct injection high-pressure fuel pumps that destroy modern engines. It runs on a traditional multi-port injection system. This means the intake valves stay clean. Carbon buildup is impossible. The transmission utilizes a basic drain and fill service procedure. You drop the plug, drain the fluid, and fill it back up. There are no expensive dealer-only computer calibration requirements. The only specialized maintenance this engine requires is a timing belt replacement every 90,000 miles. While this sounds like a drawback, replacing the belt guarantees the engine will run for another decade. When you replace the belt, you replace the water pump simultaneously. This single service resets the clock on the entire cooling system. The front-wheel drive layout shares its core chassis DNA with the Toyota Camry. When you buy brake pads, rotors, or suspension struts, you pay mainstream Toyota prices. You bypass the luxury repair tax. The interior is a masterpiece of early 2000 luxury. The leather is thick, heavy-duty, and resistant to tearing. The cabin features massive amounts of acoustic sound deadening, making it one of the quietest highway cruisers ever manufactured. Lexus engineers stuff thick foam insulation into the roof pillars, the floorboards, and the firewall. They utilize double-sealed weather stripping on all 4 doors. When you shut the door, you seal out the outside world. The dashboard features real analog gauges and physical buttons. There are no touchscreens to fail. There are no software updates to download. The climate control works via physical actuators, while the power windows use heavy-duty regulator motors that do not strip their gears. Lexus utilized premium projector-style headlamps that cast a bright beam pattern down dark roads. They illuminate road hazards early. The paint applied at the Japanese assembly plant utilizes a thick, durable, clear coat. It resists rock chips and highway debris far better than the thin paints sprayed on cars today. You wash and wax this car, and the metallic flake pops in the sunlight. The longevity proof is absolute. Because these vehicles were purchased brand new by older demographics, they were garage kept, maintained at the Lexus dealership, and never driven. You inherit a vehicle treated like royalty its entire life. These engines sail past 300,000 miles without breaking a sweat. If you scan the used market, you find hundreds of these sedans with original paint that still shines. The clear coat does not peel because the car lived indoors. The owners kept thick binders filled with service receipts. They did not skip oil changes. You can locate a flawless single-owner Lexus S330 for $5,000 to $9,000. You buy premium Japanese luxury, vault-like silence, and absolute reliability for the price of a used economy car. Secure this plush luxury sedan when you want to isolate yourself from the chaotic noise of the highway and demand an interior that remains comfortable for hundreds of thousands of miles. The Lexus provides quiet luxury, but the undisputed king of bulletproof engines is an American classic that refuses to die. The massive cast iron legend at number 1 will outlast the apocalypse. Number 1. The Buick LeSabre, the bulletproof engine that never needs a rebuild. There is one specific engine in American automotive history that mechanics speak of with hushed reverence. It is a massive, heavy piece of cast iron machinery that refuses to stop running, regardless of how badly it is neglected or abused. The undisputed champion of bulletproof reliability under $10,000 is the legendary Buick LeSabre. The demand suppressor holding this massive sedan back is its rejection of modern automotive trends. The 2000 to 2005 Buick LeSabre is a boat-like vehicle with soft floating suspension and a bench seat in the front row. It handles like a waterbed on wheels, and the consumer market views it purely as a senior citizen's vehicle, ignoring it on used car lots because it lacks a massive infotainment screen, backup cameras, and aggressive styling. This extreme lack of demand allows you to buy the greatest American V6 engine ever produced, the legendary 3.8-liter 3800 Series 2V6. The mechanical evidence for this engine's survival is its archaic, over-engineered simplicity. It utilizes a heavy-duty cast-iron engine block and cast-iron cylinder heads. It relies on a simple, old-school pushrod valve train rather than complex overhead camshafts and fragile timing chains. Cast iron takes severe thermal punishment without warping. Modern aluminum blocks warp the second the engine overheats. The 3800 block handles heat cycles like an anvil. The water pump sits right on the front of the block. You change it with hand tools in 20 minutes. The alternator rests on top. You reach it without moving a single hose. The spark plugs face forward. You do not have to dismantle the intake manifold to perform a tune-up. General Motors perfected this specific engine architecture over 3 decades. They ironed out every design flaw before this generation hit the assembly line. The engine operates at low RPMs, generating massive low-end torque without breaking a sweat. The traditional 4-speed automatic transmission is equally over-engineered, shifting smoothly and refusing to slip even after decades of heavy use. The transmission is the Ford T65-E. It uses thick, durable clutch bands. It is geared tall. At 70 miles per hour on the highway, the engine spins at a mere 1,800 RPM. This tall gearing produces a shocking side effect. Despite weighing close to 4,000 pounds, this sedan achieves 30 miles per gallon on the highway. You get economy car efficiency inside a steel land yacht. The suspension utilizes a basic McPherson strut design in the front and a load-leveling air setup in the rear. If the rear air shocks leak, you swap them out for standard coil springs for less than $200. The car becomes invincible. The fuel system utilizes an external fuel filter you swap out in 5 minutes with a basic wrench. Modern cars bury the fuel filter inside the gas tank assembly, forcing you to drop the entire tank to perform basic maintenance. The braking system relies on thick, heavy-duty rotors designed to stop a massive car safely. They resist warping under heavy heat loads. When you press the brake pedal, you feel firm, stopping power. The electrical system is robust. The battery sits securely under the rear seat in some models, protected from extreme engine heat. This placement doubles the life of the battery. The only known flaw in this entire engine is a cheap plastic upper intake manifold gasket that can leak coolant. Once you replace that single $20 gasket with an upgraded aluminum version, the engine is immortal. The longevity proof is consistent. You can drain the oil out of a 3800 Series 2, fill it with sand, and it will still drive you to the grocery store. These massive sedans clock 400,000 miles. The massive bench seats feel like sitting on a living room sofa. The suspension absorbs cavernous potholes without transferring a single jolt to the driver's spine. The interior volume is massive. It seats 6 full-size adults. The trunk holds 18 cubic feet of cargo. The dashboard is constructed from thick padded plastics that reject sun damage. The climate control vents are huge. The air conditioning compressors General Motors used during this era blow cold and refuse to die. You buy this car and secure robust American climate control without the electrical gremlins of modern vehicles. The steering rack uses simple hydraulic power steering. It provides light, one-finger turning at parking lot speeds. You avoid the expensive electronic steering rack failures that plague modern sedans. The doors feature thick crash bars. The chassis is built like a bank vault. Parts are everywhere. Every salvage yard in America has 50 of these cars sitting on the lot. If you need a door handle or a window switch, you buy it used for $5. The aftermarket produces every mechanical component for pennies. You maintain this car with basic hand tools and a minimal budget. You can find a flawless low-mileage garage-kept Buick LeSabre for an unbelievable $2,000 to $5,000. The original owners maintain these cars, meaning you buy a pristine, indestructible V6 machine for pocket change. Acquire this massive American cruiser when you want the undisputed king of low-stress reliability and demand an engine that will start every single morning until the end of time. Hey, thanks for watching. If you found these car hacks helpful, let us know in the comments. Want to see the exact 5 hidden signs your transmission is failing before it actually blows up? Click the video on your screen right now and I'll catch you there.